chronic illness is a taboo. I'm in the process of applying to medical school, and I really want to change how people view digestive diseases. My name is Nour, and I was diagnosed with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. I'm traveling today to participate at a conference. It's going to be a great opportunity to have that conversation on what it's like living with UC. It's an autoimmune disease that affects the digestive system. When I first started to experience symptoms, I wasn't sure what it was. It progressively got worse, and that's when my doctor advised me to see a gastroenterologist. After some intensive blood work and a colonoscopy, I was officially given a diagnosis of ulcerative colitis. It did take me by shock. I wasn't really sure how to move forward from there. It was hard for me to accept that this was like something I did not have any control over. Some of the most disruptive symptoms include going to the bathroom frequently, bowel urgency, and rectal bleeding. It can trigger any time, and when I'm having an active flare out somewhere and I just have a sip of water and then suddenly I need to find a restroom ASAP, that unpredictability can take a toll on you. Once I had set to take the MCAT, but I hadn't received accommodations in time, I didn't feel like I was in a position where I could sit for that long and not be able to take the necessary breaks. I really didn't know what my body had planned for me that day. It felt like I wouldn't perform as well, and unfortunately had to cancel my exam. It was very frustrating for me to kind of experience that. It does feel very isolating. My early journey with ulcerative colitis, I didn't really seek any outside support. It's not really a topic that's discussed at all with Middle Easterns. And as time went on, I realized how much my mental health was suffering. Interestingly, my sister was diagnosed around the same time as well. And she would always say, you have good days and bad days, and learning how to work through the bad days is what's important. That was a turning point for me. I realized that it's okay to be able to reach out to other people to get a different perspective, to get different insight.
Please give a warm welcome to Nour.
And in some ways, I felt like I was learning how to cope with the disease as well by helping other patients. Find your community, find that niche, find that space that you feel safe in, because this is not something that you have to go through alone. That's the only way we can kind of normalize chronic illness. Patients don't really get a lot of exposure on how to manage diagnosis. My biggest motivation to sharing my story is to bridge that gap in healthcare. I think it's really important to keep talking about this. We can help each other experiencing the same thing. That's so incredibly powerful. All it takes is reaching that one person to make a huge difference.